All right, there we go. Now I got that set up. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Divination Nation, where we do your tarot readings live. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and do some cards. Hold on. Let me go ahead and bring my little trusty thingy out. And okay, so first off, what I wanted to do was go ahead and pick a crayon, and for that we're gonna go ahead and roll it. Number 2. Okay, so crayon number 2. Here we go. Crayon number 2. I also want to pick another crayon, and for this we're gonna go ahead and go to this trusty deck here. We're gonna go ahead and see the first card that comes out for it, and that will be the card. Oh, look at that, number 5. All right, so now we draw number 5 from the crayon box. And by the way, I'm using these colors of kindness. So number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. And you know what? One of the things that I was thinking about is using these crayon colors to create a picture for you guys. Sometime in the future, maybe for the intuitive readings, the astrological readings, stuff like that. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and read these colors to you. So this one's Cotton Candy, but it's called Be Sweet to Each Other. Aw, how about that? Be sweet to each other. All right, guys? By the way, I have this camera pointed at me, as you can see. This is the back of the camera, so I can't really see your guys' comments. However, I will go ahead and respond to them after the video. And also be aware that I will be making videos where I do live readings for you guys, and you guys will have the ability to comment and do all of that. So, ooh, look at this one. This one's called Spread Your Wings. It is Robin's Egg Blue. So spread your wings and be sweet to each other. This kind of gives me some relationship vibes. So let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you guys have been, let's just say, on a learning experience. And with that learning experience, it's time for you guys to spread your wings. I was just telling somebody at Walmart today that for Sagittarius, you guys have learned what you needed to learn, and now it's time for you to take action and for you guys to take steps towards realizing your dreams. Whatever your dreams are, your belief systems, things like that, it's time for you to bring that forward into reality. So look at that, 3 of Pentacles, or 3 of Clubs, I should say. That is a number of creativity. It's a number of communication, though. So there we go. Creative communication. So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle this deck, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these cards and put it under my Organite. And what this should do, ooh, wow, these cards are acting up today. They're acting silly. What's wrong with you guys? All right, so this card, it should tie up everything, like I just said, and it's going to be the top card. So top card under my Organite, and we're gonna go ahead and put it off to the side. I am courageous and I stand up for myself. Aw. So there seems to be an element of, I'm gonna get this one. Let's see, what does the dice say? Neptune. Okay, Neptune, Pluto, and the Sun. So Neptune, Pluto, and the Sun. We got your Sagittarius sign with the split between Leo and Virgo. And then you have the 2 with the split between the 10 and the 11. That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. What I'm getting here, technically, is the need for you to use your intuition to bring something to completion. And this requires you to make a decision about it. Are you going to spread your wings? Are you going to choose to be sweet to each other? And for this, I feel like there's a necessary need for compromise, but at the same time, there's a necessary need for you to stand up for yourself, stand up for your values. And yes, this does have something to do with, uh, it's a new emotional beginning, is what I'm getting. The idea generally is that there's been heartbreak, there's been disappointment, whatever it is, and it's caused an imbalance. 8 plus 3 is 11. So there was a necessity for you to use intuition. Now, between gaining some type of power or gaining some type of foothold, a stronghold, there is a necessary release of energy that was clouding your judgment and that was not making your expression natural. And so your expression is going to be important because Leo, but there's details, as in what's shown right here with Virgo, that are necessary for you to come to some type of knowledge. And so that's where the 11 comes in. As soon as you start to use your intuition to make these decisions, what ends up happening is you bring things to completion. So let's see what's at the bottom of this deck, and then we'll see. All right, so yes, definitely has to do with some type of message. This was a message that wasn't getting through to people, and I very much feel that it has something to do with like black moon energy. This energy, it's been on your end rebellious, but it's also been based off of fear, is what I'm getting. And because it was based off of fear, there was a necessity for you to overcome this fear and for you to overcome this obsessive energy with trying to get your point across, is what I'm thinking. So you've had to stand up for yourself, but it wasn't being done courageously. So let's see. Yes. It had to do with the language that you were, or your inner dialogue, your whatever it was that you were telling yourself wasn't the right stuff that you needed to tell yourself. So this is giving me a lot of information for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what the animal spirit card at the bottom is. And then we're going to go ahead and start drawing cards for October. And then we'll go ahead and draw cards for November. And then we're going to go ahead and see if there's any change. We'll go ahead and draw some advice cards for 2 months. And then from there, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. So, let's see what pops up here at the bottom. What kind of energy was trying to manifest itself. Oh, look at that. A card flipped up. Oh, yes. Hyena energy. Interesting. And then the fox energy there at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this hyena in there. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and read the hyena, and then I'm going to go ahead and read the fox. So the hyena, humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships? Ooh, this does have something to do with relationships. Or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? What would happen if you were ready to spread your wings, right? Now, in order for that to happen, be sweet to each other, right? That's the main thing. Be sweet to each other. There's no need for sarcasm. There's no need for what would be scorpionic nature, where it's just a sting. And you know what's one thing that I noticed? The 8 right here, it was in reverse. Look at that. You got the sun right behind it. So what is it that you were telling yourself? Was it something about taking your goals seriously? Or was it being petty, being suspicious, wanting to fight for no reason, and that kind of energy? You know what? One of the biggest things is bringing this energy into balance. And in order for that to be done, the book says sobriety. So some of you guys might be adventure seekers. Some of you guys might be trying to overdo it with things like video games, drugs, alcohol, or any type of drinking, or just various different aspects of your reality that were, in a way, they weren't. I mean, they might have been working for you over the short term, but now here over the long term, they just aren't working for you anymore. Now we're gonna go ahead and read the fox, and we're gonna go ahead and find what the fox energy is about, and we'll discuss why it's there at the bottom. So, smart, strong partner or mate, and a wise teacher. See, this does have something to do with relationships for sure. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. Is this about business? We have the 8 here. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us to stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. It's very interesting. It's time to return back to the pack, Sagittarius. So this energy is in the upright. That means that when it's in balance, there's an ingenious teacher that's around you. And it's a person who wants to be monogamous with you as well. Obviously, this is a magical partner. And to bring this energy into balance anytime that you feel it not in balance, because let's say Plutonian energy or Neptunian energy is making it unclear as to the direction which the relationship is headed, make a connection to that partnership. Be sweet to each other, okay? And that will help out quite a bit. So that's what this rest of the year is based on. It has a lot to do with what it is that you're going to be doing in your relationships, your partnerships, and that kind of thing. So there is a necessity for you to stand up for yourself, be true to your values, but do it in a positive way. Don't allow sarcasm and unnecessary humor to play a role in your lives, in your situations. Ooh, excuse me. And that kind of thing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go to, oh, look at that. This one wanted to jump out. Raccoon energy. Very interesting. The raccoon energy speaks about talents, gifts, abilities, things that are in the shadows. What I'm drawing from this is that you have gifts and abilities, things that need to get out into the world, things that are waiting to be expressed. So there's that. And that's a very interesting card to have, just simply because of the fact that raccoon personalities are very, very lovable characters. They have the capacity to bring transformation just simply because of the fact that they have so much talent. But they're just too scared to show it. So that's part of what I'm getting out of this reading too. And the fact that Spread Your Wings came out, that just gave me whatever information I needed in terms of that. So be aware of that. And look at that. You have the Soul Shrinker at the bottom, but when I parted the deck, you now have transformation, which means that this reading here in the month of November is talking about transforming yourself by expressing your true values, by expressing your gifts, by understanding how to put yourself out into the world in a way that people will actually take you serious, right? Because you have Panther energy at the bottom. The Panther energy, as far as I'm familiar with, has to do with letting things. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and just read the book for you so that you can understand exactly what it's trying to teach you. So, annihilation of the unnecessary and purging, right? So, we talked about the Plutonian energy, the sarcasm, and the things that are not working for you anymore. The Panther energy won't stand to see our growth energy stagnated. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc. So that's probably what you've been witnessing so far, with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust is cleared, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. Because it's in the upright, it's working to make you more brave, and it's working to make you more productive. Remember, I said to follow your intuition so that you can complete things, but that decision lies with you. The Leo energy there is asking you, be brave, spread your wings. But take into account your steps. It's very necessary for you to understand the steps that you're going to take. And like the reading that I did for Virgo, their intuitive reading, they need more education. You already have the education. Now it's just time for you to take the steps. Get rid of the unnecessary to bring this energy into balance whenever you feel it coming out of balance. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Tarot Oracles. November is already looking pretty interesting for you guys. Just to say that. We're going to draw 2 cards. Ooh, the Piper in the reverse. Who else? Oh, look at that. The Pook wanted to come out. So, we're going to go ahead and put the Pook out there. And you know what? We might as well draw one more. We're going to take this one from the middle. Ah, look at that. The Retriever. Very interesting. And then you have the Sage there at the bottom. So, not really sure what the Piper is in the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Oh, look at that. Everything's flipping to where it needs to. Music, order, harmony, seduction, and empathy. So, the Piper is the secret melody of the Piper drifts through our lives, offering us a means to communicate from the heart without words. His music conveys our emotions to one another, emotions that are audible only in the listening ear of our hearts. His approach to us is gentle and wordless. He may send us his melody through the whisper of leaves, the rustle of grass, the song of a bird, the hum of city traffic, the buzz of a refrigerator, as you can hear, or the whir of a computer. He asks that we listen to the world around us, especially to the unspoken words of others, humans, fairies, plants, and trees. Among the other things, the Piper offers us the ability to bring him our sorrows, as I was mentioning, and pain in the form of music so that he may help us to heal them. Sing a sad song to this fairy and he will add it to the energy of cleansing and healing, if we are open to healing. His natural music offers us tranquility, and if we take the time to be silent and listen to it and be still. The Piper's music can be seductive and attractive, even magnetic. He lures us with our own daydreams. Sometimes We allow the music of the piper to enthrall us into illusion, especially the illusion of control over that which we cannot control. However, if we use that illusion, our own self deceit, to break through into greater truth, it has served its real purpose. Remember, I was talking about what it is that you tell yourself, your inner dialogue. That's called self deceit. He calls us, he calls to us, asking that we listen. Listen to him, to the fairies, to each other's hearts. His piping may seem elusive, hard to hear, diffused, yet it is very clear, and it brings us the meaning of our lives. Working on developing more order, harmony, and beauty in your life, then you are singing to the tune of the piper and becoming more like him as you do. So with this energy in the reverse, we're going to go ahead and read the reversed meaning. When we have blocked out the melody of the piper, we can be like someone mesmerized, lost in a dream. Stagnating. Alternatively, this card may represent people so vague and diffuse that they are insufficiently earthed to be able to keep commitment, or even to remember that they have made them and it wasn't just another fantasy. Self-absorption, moodiness, and self-deceit can be problems, although unreliability and untrustworthiness are a real problem. Altogether, I mean. Look at the other cards to see if anything can be done to rectify this, or if you just have to take this into account and make your plans accordingly. When the power of the piper is twisted, it becomes manipulative and may be aimed at seducing others into something against their judgment or ethics. It becomes like a spider waiting at the center of a web to entrap someone. One of the worst abuses of this energy is to use our empathic understanding of the needs, hopes, and dreams of others to attempt to lure them into self-destructive ways, especially by playing on their illusions, delusions, and confusions. So be aware of that. I say be aware of that because the pook is there. So my understanding is that some of you may be trying to see the good and the bad, but perhaps you've been seeing the bad and the good for far too long, and now it's necessary to flip that script. So, it's time for the resolution of seeming contradictions and paradoxes in the situation. Someone or some part of the situation is cloaked in confusion, and our muddled thoughts must be stripped away, revealing truth. We just need to think about it. The information we needed is now available to us, and as soon as we have burst of insight and get it, it's time for us to make changes based on our newly clear understanding. Alternatively, it may be time for us to make a reality check on the good/bad labels we put on things. Make a list of the good, possibly even surprising things about the situation, and then another list about the bad ones. If you are not in the habit of seeing the good in the bad and the bad in the good, having preferred a black and white world rather than the one with colors, you may need some help in learning to do this well. And so, when you think about that, the idea generally is that if you're not used to seeing the good and the bad, and you've been seeing the bad and the good lately, then it's very necessary for you to understand, what it is that needs to be done in order for you to be able to flip that script, and in order for you to be able to start seeing the good and the bad, and then allowing that to empower you, and then allowing you to spread your wings. So from here, I do want to go ahead and talk about Ibe the Retriever. Ibe the Retriever is one of those fairies. I think he's a help troop fairy, and he helps to hold on to your dreams. Look at this. Strength is what's being given to you. It's a type of strength, from what I draw, that allows you to become a much better person. A person that is courageous, that can stand up for themselves, and that can focus in on necessary details as needed. Now, sometimes in the process, though, through our disappointments and that kind of thing, we might lose sight of what it is that we were wanting to make in the first place. We might lose sight of our end goal. The retriever is saying, hey, I keep that close to my heart. But now it's time for you to see the good and the bad so you can fly. It's time to purge all the unnecessary things. Many of you have been in a state of thinking, meditation, analyzation, trying to see the light in the darkness, trying to find your own happiness, but yet feeling like you're standing on barren land. Honestly, I feel like you guys have been looking for stability. You guys have been looking to cross some type of portal. Now, you guys have been trying to do it alone. You guys have been trying to do it by yourselves. Makes me wonder if people have been trying to help you, but you don't see it. Kind of like you've been John Cena-ing it, or or something like that. You can't see me. Or perhaps you've been trying to stay in the shadows, afraid of what others might think, afraid of what others might say. Something like that. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah. There's a very firm need for you to understand your emotions. Be aware that for Sagittarians, understanding your emotions is kind of one of the hardest things to do. Sagittarians don't like to slow down for nothing. And this time is being given to you for you to understand how to slow down. But the decision is yours. And it's a decision that needs intuition. You need to tap into the collective unconscious and then use your intuition to make a decision. You know, one of these swords, you might be stuck between two ideas. One of them has to be dropped in order for you to be able to take that blindfold off so that you could see. It requires some type of action. Yep. When justice is there, there is a necessity for you to understand the basic principles of karma, the basic principles of what it is that is necessary for you to do in order for you to reach the stability that you're looking for. Now, the Four of Wands is a card of celebration. So, as you can see, there's multiple people here. It's time for you to get out. Regardless of the secrets that you hold within you, regardless of, whatever attitude you may have encompassed in the most recent past, there is a necessity for you to understand, let go of the things that no longer serve you. Let go of the pain. Let go of the anger. Allow your drive and your ambition to allow you to achieve your goals. Because if not achieving your goals is what this whole thing has been about, you have talents within you that are just waiting to be expressed. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. Yep. Be clear about what you envision. And look at that. The 10 is right there. So understand that your vision is based off of, what materializes in your reality is based off of what your vision is. And if your vision is a negative one, then it's going to develop something negative. But if it's a positive one, then it's going to develop into something very clear, very natural, and it's going to be in line with the universe. Remember, sobriety is necessary for all of this. My potential to succeed is infinite. Look at that. You got 8 right here. Remember, you had 8s when we went ahead and took a look at your past energies. The eights are very work oriented. They're very personal numbers though. So if I take this into account about the personal aspects of your lives, you want stability, and the only way for you to have stability is for you to have strength and for you to be able to use whatever it is that you're given by the universe in order to make that happen. I wake up today with strength in my heart and clarity in my mind. There's a lot of aspects about this reading, specifically here in the month of November, that talk about strength, that talk about how you gain strength, and to talk about how when you gain this strength, what the effect of it is. I am love, I am purpose, I was made with divine intention. That's a very interesting card to get because understanding that you were made with divine intention will automatically activate a lot of these skills, talents, and abilities, and also will help you to make the changes necessary to walk to the tune of the piper. 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 7 of cups, 7 of hearts. So it's a number of narrowing down your choices. And I think that's what's being told here, is to narrow down your choices so that you can get each of these things done one by one. Sometimes we want to do so many different things, right, Sagittarius? But at the same time, there's only so much that you can do at one given time. There you go. The 4 is right there. And it's the 4 of Wands too. So there is a necessity for you to rein in your emotions and to understand how your emotions play a role in what you envision in the future. If you're stuck on your emotions and you're not taking a look at what it is that you do wish to create, then you're always going to create the bad and the good, because that's what you'll be focused on. Look at that, another 7. 7 of Pentacles this time. So the 7 of Pentacles is a very pensive number. It's a very thinking-oriented number. Like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Have you been investing your time and your energy into the proper locations? I don't think you have, and now you're seeking justice. But the justice that is being sought here, or well, the justice that will be met out, is the justice that maybe perhaps you've been deceiving yourself. And if you've been deceiving yourself, then it's time for you to stop doing that. Right, Sagittarius? It's time for a new beginning. You had that Ace of Cups in the beginning too, with the 5 of Hearts. 5 of Hearts, 5 of Cups. It's time to get over your regrets. Here in the month of November, as you get over the unnecessary things, there will be a necessity for you to understand all of this was made for the purpose of building your strength, building your knowledge. Because when you talk about the Sage here, you talk about knowledge, you talk about being able to see the future for what it is. And as you can see, he has one eye that's gray and one eye that sees. So in a way, he's stuck between the spiritual realm and this realm. Now, I just hit the die and I flipped around to 3. That 3 right here talks about allowing your drive and your ambition to achieve your goals. So it's just further elucidating or announcing that. That's cool. I like that. Now, if we're made with divine intention, then we can base our happiness on our past accomplishments rather than trying to base our happiness on the things that we try to get. Keep this in mind during the month of November and watch your transformation happen. Now we're going to go ahead and draw cards for December just to see how the energy shifts and changes and to see if there's any new things there. For those of you who were looking at the video, you can go ahead and pause it whenever you feel ready to pause it at that moment, because I left the cards out for you to take screenshots. I also did it so I can take a screenshot, so I can have the ability to properly guide you guys as I do videos later on. It's a way of me time-stamping these readings, so in the month of January, I can see exactly where we're coming from. Ooh, look at that. It's time to dig deeper than the superficial bounds of things here in December. And it's time for you to spread your wings. Okay? So in the month of November, very much the color of be sweet to each other, it plays its role there. In the month of December, though, it's time to spread your wings. Yep, firefly energy. And the butterfly at the bottom, in the reverse. What kind of transformation are you willing to undergo? Because right here it shows that you're not willing to go through it yet. Whatever this transformation is, it's supposed to be a transformation that's positive for you. And it's a positive transformation just simply because of the fact that it's meant to propel you into a better place. It's meant to give you the uniqueness that a firefly encompasses in order to allow you to break through and break free of various different illusions that you've been under. So the butterfly is about undergoing great change and transformation, but with it in the reverse, I feel like right now you're frustrated and you're fragile. To bring that into a cheerful and graceful energy, there's a necessity for daily routines. So build yourself a daily routine, something that you can take pride in, something that would allow you to, get a couple of accomplishments under your belt, and then using that to propel yourself forward even more. When you can do that, you can be inspired and you can be fantastic to others. When in balance, this writes, it creates, and it brainstorms. So that talent that was necessary to build and to actually showcase in November actually carries itself over into December as well. Write a poem or draw. I was mentioning to you guys that I'm going to use these colors to draw. So I want to see how this firefly energy inspires me. And I want you to do it as well. I want you to see how it inspires you to be a better version of you, but to also energize you with the energy of the universe. Because when you do that and you feel that energizing and innervating factor of the universe, it allows you to have more faith in it. All right, so in the month of December, you have the energy of Nelly's the Alchemist in the reverse. I like that it's in the reverse just simply because of the fact that if you haven't done your healing by November, December will be a continuation of that. Actually, December would be a completion of that. There is a necessity for connection in the month of December. And for some of you guys, you will have that connection. That connection is there because that firefly energy is about, catching those thoughts. Tying it in the self, making its appearance, is saying that it's about discernment, and whatever is happening in your life, consider it a blessing in disguise during the month of December. Very much the Pook in the upright. I'm going to go ahead and draw one more to see what we can do about this, right? Yes, the Fairy Godmother. It's a perfect card to have. Fairy Godmother grants your wishes. She knows what your emotions are, and she understands intuitively, without you even having to say anything, the connection that you have between each other. Now, she has an apple in the other hand, which is about knowledge. It's about the logical aspect of things. So, as you can see, you know, the necessity for you to understand things from a more intuitive perspective is actually part of this. And you know what? I want to go ahead and shuffle this. Part it, and then let's see what's at the bottom. View the slow. Okay, so things are going to be speeding up in the month of December. Just to let you guys know. Don't get spooked out. Don't get all freaked out. Don't do any of that. Allow it to show you why it's there. Well, actually, we already know why it's there. It's there for you to spread your wings. Oh, look at that. The hangman in the reversed. That means that it's time to put your knowledge to use. Stop sitting around. Remember, I was saying something about how you guys have the information, you guys have the knowledge. Now it's time to do something with it. Yeah. Hangman in the reverse just says that all over again. Okay, so the main reason is the sun in the reverse, which is not a bad card, but it's kind of like dimmed a little bit. Ooh, look at that. In the month of December, the universe is going to hand you a bright idea. So what you do with that bright idea, that matters. And be aware that in the month of December, you will be alerted to various different things that will need to change. At the bottom, you got judgment. This is a judgment. I feel like this is a... Normally, this is a card of making a judgment, but I think the universe has aligned things to help you make that decision for you. Kind of like because you didn't make it yourself type of thing. No one's pointing fingers, no one's blaming anybody, but do be aware that there is a tower moment, an epiphany that is going to be coming for you in the future. Trust your intuition as to what that message or what that intuitive epiphany is. I am creatively inspired by the world around me. Yeah, Three of Swords energy. The general idea here is that this creativity that the universe sends to you, it's found in the world around you. Oh yeah. 2, I accept my emotions and let them serve their purpose. How about that? That's actually a very good one. 8, my potential to succeed is infinite. And coming right there on the Ace of Swords, I would consider that a very good position. Probably one of the better positions to have. And then, of course, I give myself permission to do what is right for me. I think when you stand up for yourself and allow yourself to do what's right for you, then that tower happens. The tower comes down, and whatever it was I was trying to control you before, no longer. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. Yep. So, as you can see, there's various different aspects of this reading that are talking about what it is that allows you to reach your goals and to reach your visions and to have the right steps. Right steps meaning that as far as your happiness goes, you do need to make a decision of some kind to change what you feel is unhappy about your situation and make it something positive. This transformation is asking for it to come out, or for itself to naturally flow. Yep. 9 of Pentacles, be confident in the fact that things will change. And then also, once you have dropped these burdens, allow yourself to have the permission to do what is right for you. And then you'll see how your life changes very quickly from that point. You got the Three of Wands down at the bottom. Three of Wands is a card of seeing through the delusion and allowing yourself to make sense of what is going on. And that's what's happening for you in the month of December. It's a very interesting aspect. And do know that the universe is behind you. You might not feel like you have that power to create, but you do. You have the power and you have the knowledge. Be ready to spread your wings. Very interesting. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and draw some cards. And for that, the only thing I'm going to do is the Rider Tarot. I want to see what the... Well, actually, we're going to draw some of these cards first. The affirmation cards, as far as the advice goes. And then we're going to draw some tarot cards on top of that to see how we can better utilize this firefly energy. Sorry, that was a tongue twister there. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and flip this card to see how it ties everything together. Okay, we're going to draw 4. And these are the 4 points of advice that the universe gives to you in the form of affirmations for you to manifest your desires and your long-term desires. I listen to my intuition and trust my inner guide. Please do that. 2 of Wands energy. Be ready to walk through that portal and understand that the wand that you're holding in your hand has power as well. I am becoming closer to my true self every day. So that's one of the things that needs to happen. 4 of Pentacles. Now, the only way that you can become truer to yourself is if you have the ability to drop the unnecessary stuff and to purge the negativity from your soul. I base my happiness on my own accomplishments. That's very interesting how some of these same cards just pop out. I give myself permission to do what is right for me. Yikes. So as you can see, the numbers pop up as they need to. There's really no necessary need to overcomplicate this. Being truthful to yourself in the month of December is going to be the biggest key. Just keep that in mind. You know, but have your emotions dried up yet, Sagittarius? I don't feel it. I feel like you're just repressing them and locking them away and choosing not to feel them. You know, choosing to focus on other things. Not really on the ideas that are around you. Because the ideas will be around you everywhere. Yep. Time to move away from the things that don't make you your true self. That is to say, unwanted thoughts, unwanted inner dialogue that doesn't suit you, and understanding what it is that you're trying to build, you know, your architecture of your mind. I feel like you're not making the judgment, even though this whole reading has been talking about making the judgment. And at the bottom, the reason why there's no creation is because of this. In the reverse, there's no judgment that could be made because the logical brain cannot read things that the intuitive mind has the ability to do. So with that being said, I will go ahead and take a look at this card. I'll go ahead and read it for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and close out this video, and hopefully you guys understand what the message is here. This is, by the way, advice for both months from now until the end of December. I use my time and talents to help others. Okay, so yes, whatever it is that you had started in November, whatever it was that you were trying to, I guess, keep hidden, keep to yourself perhaps. The general idea is use those talents and your time to help others, not to destroy others. I remember reading something in the book about that with the fairies' oracles. There you go, guys. So hopefully you like this video, Sagittarius. This video is also for Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising, on the DC, Sagittarius in your November, and understanding how to use that talent that you have, because you have plenty of talent. And if you can't realize that, allow this reading to give you that realization. Move away from the things that you tell yourself that don't help you and create a better inner dialogue. So with that, I will go ahead and end this video here. If you guys liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and be on the lookout for more videos, because these energies, it's not just for Sagittarius, it's for people that have placements in Sagittarius, important ones. And also, it's about how people plan for the future, and how sometimes those plans don't come to fruition because, well, for whatever reason, they're using their time and their talents in a negative manner. But I think with all the difficulty that you've suffered so far, or that you've undergone, Sagittarius, I think you're on the cusp of transformation. So with that, I love you guys. You guys take care. And I will go ahead and see you on the next video. For now, ciao, Sagittarius.